Colin Light doesn't care about brown people. This is another exit interview video I wanted to do. More specifically about my time as general maintenance for Public Works. It was a non-union position. It was a brand new position. And we were all just trying to kind of figure out everything as we went along. But I don't know what it was with Colin. He honestly just didn't like me from the beginning, I think. He plays nice and puts on a smile for everyone, but I just honestly feel like he doesn't care about us. He honestly just goes there for his check. When we first started, well, first of all, let me say my shop was in the old post office building, the old fire hall building. That's where our maintenance shop was. And before work, instead of just going straight there, we used to check in with Colin every morning. We'd go to the Public Works building and just say hi, whatever, what's new, what are we going to do, here's what we're doing. And that was fine until he took his time off, right? And after that, during that time, we tried to keep going there. And I think it was Elaine Stewart who used to tell us, you guys don't have to come here every morning. Like, Colin's not here this week. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, fine. When he got back, we never bothered going back to check in. He was content with us just going straight to the shop. And I never heard from him personally. And the way it worked is the three guys that were on maintenance, there was Ferg Buzane, Godfrey Grant, and myself. And Colin never reached out to me for the whole time. And I never reached out to him. I was content with just showing up and doing the work. He would always relay messages through Godfrey Grant or Ferg Buzane. Never contacted me. I even journaled it. We went the total of 24 days without talking to each other. And the only reason why I got to see him on that 24th day was because he was walking into our shop to grab nails for his buddy who was working at MK. His buddy needed nails to build a shelter at MK for his trailer, I guess. This guy wasn't Haisla. He wasn't even native for that matter. So Colin just fucking show up to the shop, grab some nails, and be like, here you go. Fuck. Now, I started as general maintenance in the beginning of September, and like I mentioned in the previous video, I had a couple write-ups from my job as a janitor, which I accepted, and I carried over to my next job, which wasn't even supposed to happen, by the way, but that just goes to show the level of toxicity at HNC. Anyways, there was one instance where I ended up in the emergency room for diabetic ketoacidosis. And unless you're diabetic or know someone with diabetes, it is a living hell. I had to be rushed to the ER and plugged into IVs just to feel better. That was the end of my week, I believe. It was a Thursday, Friday I missed. And I didn't find out till after I left on Sunday. Colin, like I called Colin obviously on Thursday, like, yo, I'm in the ER, I can't make it to work. But I didn't know till after I got out that he required a doctor's note for that visit. It's like, what the hell, man? Why didn't you ask me while I was in there? Anyways, moving on. A week later, I made it to about Suicide Hill from town and called Colin because I couldn't stop crying. I was like, yo, Colin, I'm feeling super depressed. Like, I can't come into work right now. I just can't focus. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt myself or someone else because I can't stop crying. And his response was to give me this old dad baby boomer talk about how it's, you got to find a balance about making it into work. I mean, if you're physically capable, you got to make it into work, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever, fuck, I brushed it off. I went home that day. And a week later, it happened again. This time I decided to text him because I didn't want to get the old school baby boomer talk from him. I figured I wanted, evidence, a screenshot. So as you can see here, I texted him and said, hey, I got to take a sick/mental health day. I'll be back in tomorrow. And he ignored me. He didn't text me till the next day and said, hi, Ed, come to my office at 11:30. So I went in, and sure enough, HR was there with him. And he was there to write me up because my absenteeism. Like, I called ahead and I never pulled a no-show. The reason why absenteeism was a problem in my janitorial position is because when Trish Grant was off for 3 weeks, I took advantage of that and I just took a Monday off, and I was going to tell her when timesheets came around. But, obviously I shot myself in the foot. But yeah, Colin was just so intent on writing me up. I mean, he didn't ask for an explanation or anything. He didn't care about my doctor's note. He never even followed up on that. But anyways, when I got called in, I got mad, and I called him out in his bullshit too, because he was talking about communication and absenteeism. I was like, well, Colin, you know our shop's down at the post office, right? How come I never see you down there? You never come in to check on us. I never hear from you. You don't call me or text me. Like, you're my supervisor. You're supposed to give me stuff to do, right? All you're content with is me coming in and telling you what I have done. You have no to-do list for me, dude. And he was just stammering. He didn't know what the fuck to say. The other messed up part about this is that I got paid for those sick days. So how can I be written up for paid sick days that I was entitled to? Anyways, I want to give one more quick example about his incompetence. Like I said, there's our shop is over by the old post office, and behind that, I don't know if a lot of you guys remember this, there used to be a tire swing behind that, where a lot of us used to go in our teen years in the mid-2000s, and there was a tire swing up there. Anyways, right alongside that, there's power poles going across up the hill, and there's a branch leaning on that, and it's still there to this day. Freaking, what is it, February, whatever, 17th, 18th today? It's still there to this day. I emailed him back in November about that and said, yo, this looks like a safety concern, not just for me and my coworkers, but the whole community. And he ignored it. And once it came time to let me go, I brought it up. I said, you want to talk about communication? How come you never answered my email? I even followed up with you because Google sent me a reminder to say, hey, yo, they haven't responded. What the hell? And his response was that it's a closed matter. A tree leaning on a power pole is a closed matter. And I was like, well, okay, I get that. Maybe, no, I don't get that because that's fucked up to me. But why couldn't you just tell me that? Why couldn't you email me that? Why didn't you text me about that? I even tried to email his boss, Sherry Smith, up at the Public Works building. And I CC'd Diane, the HR lady, in it as well. And I voiced my concerns and said, you know, I really don't feel welcome or wanted at HNC. I don't feel supported here at HNC. And her response was to ignore me. She left me on red. She ghosted me. She didn't care. I don't know if it's because of who I'm related to or because I'm just so outspoken about everything, but these people just had it out for me from day one. No one liked me there. Colin Light's just there for his paycheck. He doesn't care about us. Like, what does he even do? Can anyone tell me? I know he has a job title, but what does he do? He's got a Red Seal carpentry ticket. It's just fucking useless. Useless as his rubber arms because he's got a Heisel woman on each side telling him what to do. Anyways, I'm tired of giving a shit. And the reason why I made this video is because I want them to feel the pressure. There's been a lot of people being let go recently. And I even ran into someone who just quit recently. He told me that, you know, it doesn't look too good over there. So I'm here to apply the pressure. I want them to feel like how I felt. I know they have a few lawsuits on their hands, so who knows, maybe this will make them sweat a little more. So that was my experience at HNC. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, please press like, comments, even if, you know, you're against me, share. Please reshare. I feel better. Thank you.